Guys, in the last class we had discussed the Schmidt trigger, right? Different type of Schmidt trigger we had discussed, and in that we have seen that it is a regenerative comparator, right? And two small problem we have seen how to calculate the threshold voltage as well as the hysteresis part, right? And hysteresis we may get only in the case of Schmidt trigger, guide, not in the comparator. Okay, so one problem also I had given to solve that. So that problem solution I'll come at the end of today's topic, but I'm going to start a new topic today, which is your astable multivibrator. Okay. Astable multivibrator or free running multivibrator or square wave generator or oscillator. Okay, these are the different name for the astable multivibrator, design of astable multivibrator by using operational amplifier. Okay, so the name itself, it defines the characteristic of the circuit. The name it says it is generating the square wave form or the square wave oscillation, or I can say it is a type of free running. Free running means in comparator or Schmidt trigger we have seen that this will help to generate. This itself cannot generate, means this will help along with the circuit arrangement. Schmidt trigger is capable of generating the free running oscillations, but whether we may get a square wave or not, that is the question mark. So today we are going to learn that by the help of the Schmidt trigger circuit, whether we are able to design a square waveform circuit or not. Okay, so few introduction about the circuit. First let me to draw the circuit, then I'll describe the characteristic of the circuit. Guys, please note down all these things, this is very important. First we have to draw the Schmidt trigger only. Hereafter onwards, if I will say we are going to learn about the waveform generator, we have to take the help of the Schmidt trigger circuit only. Okay. Now you can only tell me whether which part belongs to the Schmidt trigger part, right? So suppose this is R2 and this is R1. If I will interchange the name also, it doesn't matter. Okay. This is Bn terminal, this is Vp terminal. Yeah, and this is called as your feedback resistor RF, and this is the V0 circuit. So astable defines not stable, okay, or there is no stable state. So the output will swing in between one stage of threshold point to another stage of threshold point. Okay, or I can say that the output state cannot stay for a long period of time for any stable state. Okay, so as per the definition or characteristic, if I will define first one, it has no stable state. Short form only I am writing, guys. No stable states. It means voltage cannot stay at any fixed level of state indefinitely. Then it shows two stable states or quasi-stable state. So I'll write two quasi-stable state. And the third point is, here it doesn't require any external triggering pulse to generate the output waveform. In this circuit, you can see guys, there is no V in supply. If you see properly, there is no V in supply. Okay. So that is also one more point. There is no external triggering pulse. Fourth and the last point is, the output will swing continuously. The output will swing continuously back and forth condition. Okay. Or in between, to get or to achieve or to reach up to the saturation voltage plus minus V set. V naught will swings in between plus minus V set. This is also the characteristic. That's why we can say this as the free running multivibrator. Okay. So in the block diagram representation, if I will draw, suppose this is our H-double multivibrator. What is the input? No input pulse. But still we may get the output will swing in between like this. It means plus V set and minus V set level. Okay, so how do we get? Let's analyze the circuit. First one guys, from the circuit only I'll describe you, but for that I need to draw the output waveform. Shall I erase this part because simultaneously I have to explain the term. Shall I erase the theoretical part? Guys, what you are saying? Or here itself? Okay, here itself I will draw a small graph. The output waveform, how it will be? The output waveform and so on. Okay, space is not there. So this is the representation of V naught, and this axis is T, x-axis is T. So here we have the threshold voltage point, which is the upper threshold and lower threshold voltage point. So this is VUT, this is VLT, right? And what voltage we are going to capture? We are going to capture the voltage across the capacitor. Okay, it's done. And the top part, here it is plus V set and here it is minus V set level. Okay guys, so now you can see that we don't have any input supply to generate the output. So how do we get the output waveform like this guys? So from the internally generated voltage only we may capture the output, and here this capacitor plays an important role. Okay, initially you can see that the capacitor is connected to ground, so Vn is nothing but at 0 volt. Vn voltage is 0, so that this voltage will appear across here and it will make the capacitor to become short circuited. Now it is at 0 potential. So you just remember the concept guys, that offset voltage effect is there when you switch on the op-amp without any input. This offset voltage are appearing a small, even though if it is a small quantity, but still it is there, right? So the offset voltage will make the circuit to conduct. How it is? Suppose when we are switching on the circuit with this circuit arrangement, we have some VOOT level of positive offset voltage is generated. And let's assume, I'm just saying that, let's assume that VOOT is positive. That VOOT, what will happen guys? This VOOT will appear at here, right? So now suppose V0 is equal to plus VOOT. Now what is the voltage at here? Suppose this voltage at here is Vp. What should be the equation for Vp? It is nothing but R1 into VOOT whole divided by R1 plus R2. Suppose this R1 whole divided by R1 plus R2 is beta. Just consider this. Okay, already you have seen in the voltage series and shunt case, what is beta? The ratio in between the R1 whole divided by R1 plus R2. Let's label this as beta. So Vp, once again, if I will write it here, means Vp equal to beta VOOT, which is a positive voltage. Then this voltage will appear at here. Guys, are you getting my point? Just a moment. Guys,
Yes,
whatever.
ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
this VOOT is because of offset voltage, right? So now suppose I will write the output equation. Gain into V in, right? Now my voltage is 0 at here, and here Vp is beta VOOT, right? So even though if it is a very small quantity, but the gain value is very high. So obviously I may get a higher range of positive voltage of V0. Yes or no? By the help of the high gain, this beta VOOT become very high or not? Means total. Now the total output voltage will become a high end of positive value. So I want to just explain you the case without any input because of the offset voltage and this resistance parameter, the ratio of R1 by divided by R1 plus R2, this whole is making a voltage level, and if we again multiply this factor with the gain, we may get another range of high voltage for the output. So let's level that one as the plus Vset voltage. Okay, after that VOOT multiplied with your gain, which will make your output to become positive. Let's level this as plus Vset voltage. Okay, so what you can say this now guys, now the V0 is plus Vset. So if I will rewrite the equation at here again in terms of this Vp voltage, what should be the new equation for me at this point? If I will rewrite this, and now I will not tell this is Vp, let's level this as the upper threshold voltage. What should be the equation now? V0 is changed to plus Vset. Please tell me the equation guys. Vset is here. This is nothing but a voltage divider network which is connected through the positive feedback. The voltage divider voltage is appearing through the positive feedback at the non-inverting input terminal of the op-amp. So what should be the voltage? It can be clearly nothing but R1 into plus Vset whole divided by R1 plus R2. Yeah. So now we got our upper threshold voltage in the form of this equation. So in this part we got this value, upper threshold value. So it means it is a positive voltage. Now similarly this plus Vset is connected to this path also, or I can say the inverting input terminal, and at the inverting input terminal already the voltage was 0 previously and the capacitor was shorted. Now what should be the polarity of this capacitor guys? Because the positive voltage is appearing at here, so this will become plus and this will become minus. Yes or no? Because of the positive polarity or the positive potential appearing in the feedback path through RF. So initially the capacitor voltage was 0, and because of the Vset, the capacitor will start charging. That's why this point, now look at the graph guys. So this graph, this positive voltage will make the capacitor to charge up to the upper threshold level. Okay, now stop at here, stop yourself at the point of here. And because of the property of the capacitor, it will start charging exponentially. Okay, exponentially it will start charging. Initially, actually the voltage across the capacitor was null, or I can say that if you see at the end of the explanation, you can see the initial voltage if we define is, that is nothing but lower threshold voltage only. Okay, that point I'll come later, but now just remember, because of the positive saturation voltage, the capacitor starts charging and it's charged up to the upper threshold voltage point because of the plus V set. Okay, now come to the point. This point is positive, this point is negative. Which point is negative? This is Vn. Vn is negatively appeared voltage because it is connected to the inverting input of op-amp. But if we keep on increase the plus B set voltage, this negative end voltage will become more and more. It will increase or not? Because of the plus B set voltage, we are going to charge this capacitor. So one point will come, guys, this Vn will become more and more as compared to the Vp. It means we may see the scenario, even though I am going to subtract or getting the difference Vd, if Vp is plus 2 and Vn, I am going to get the difference in between this Vp and Vn, that is Vd. Suppose, what should be my outcome? If Vn is more and more negative, this will dominate this positive voltage of Vp. It means plus 2 minus 5. What will be the answer? Minus 3, right? So like that concept, what will happen? This Vn will become more and more negative, and that will dominate the previously appeared Vp voltage at here. So what will happen, guys, once the capacitor is reached up to the V saturation level, and because of that it will start discharging, and it will discharge up to the zero axis. Okay, now this is the discharging voltage. Okay, it is the discharging voltage up to this. Now come to the point, as I said, this Vn is more and more negative because of the previously V set voltage. And what will happen, guys, when it is more and more negative, this will make this capacitor to charge negatively. Again, it will make the negative voltage will make the capacitor to charge in a negative direction. Now the polarity of the capacitor will get changed. How means? Oh my god, the whole path got erased. Okay, no issue. So this Vn, how it will make the capacitor? Now this Vn is negative, that's why finally this plus Vz will turn to the minus Vz or negatively charged saturation voltage. So if I will draw the path at here, this is one negatively charged minus Vz path, and here we have the capacitor and it is connected to ground. Okay, it is connected to ground. So this is C, and here we have a resistor, right? RF is there. So now what will happen? The negative voltage will make the capacitor to charge in this way, and the polarity will become like this. That's why after the zero axis, because of the minus V set voltage, it will charge in a negative direction. So this is for e to the power x direction, this is e to the power minus x direction, and so on. So after it will entirely charge up to negative direction. Suppose this is T1 period and this is T2 period. Again at T2 period, at the end of the charge, or the once the capacitor will charge negatively, or because of the negative saturation voltage, it will again start discharging towards the zero axis at here, and after that again the voltage will become more and more positive, means the upper, because of the upper threshold voltage, it will charge up to the upper threshold voltage towards the plus V saturation. Here it is charged up to lower threshold voltage. This is the complete time period, means T1 plus T2 will give rise to a complete time period, and if you will capture that, after T2 only it is getting discharged to 0. Okay, so this will give rise to a square waveform, or I can say a continuous repetition of the charging and discharging of the capacitor will gives rise to a capturing of pulse waveform. Okay, so this is all about the astable multivibrator. If you will repeat the process, you can see that without any applied input, the functionality is giving rise to us the generation of a pulse waveform. Now, why I am saying pulse waveform? Why I am not saying the square waveform? Because if T1 equal to T2, then only I can say that it is a square waveform. So now we are going to learn about what is the time period. Okay, and if we will learn about the time period, we may come to know about the frequency of oscillation. As per that only we may decide whether we are going to design a square waveform, a rectangular waveform or not. Okay, up to this you got or not? How we are getting a square wave, a pulse waveform because of the charging and discharging of the capacitor. Guys, I'm going to derive the time period and frequency of oscillation. Whether the concept you got or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll proceed for deriving the part. This derivation is important, guys. You may expect either in CAT 2 or in FAT. Suppose in CAT 2 it won't come, means in FAT it will come, but indirectly. It won't be mentioned that derive, but you may face the problem. Okay, so this is the explanation about frequency of oscillation of astable multivibrator. Okay, frequency of oscillation means the charging of capacitor from VUT level to VLT level or vice versa. That is called as your frequency of oscillation. So the voltage across the capacitor is nothing but a function of time. So what we are representing? We are representing Vc of t. This is the normal equation, guys. If you represent the voltage across the capacitor, this is normally we are writing with respect to time that V max plus V initial voltage minus V max, then wait, I have to rewrite it. I have to sort within this. Just a moment. Don't strike it from your note because I need space, that's why I erased. So in a single line I want to represent this. Vc of t can be represented as V max plus V initial minus V max maximum voltage into e to the power minus t by tau. Okay, this tau is nothing but, guys, time constant is RC. Tau is nothing but RC. Okay, now I will represent the values. What are the significance of this V max and V initial and all these things? So here just write down Vc of t is nothing but the VUT voltage, upper threshold voltage. Then what is V max? V max is nothing but the final voltage Vf, and the Vf represented as plus V set. Then what about the initial voltage? If this is going, or this Vf is approaching to plus V set, and the voltage across the capacitor is VUT, which is nothing but beta V set, right? Then what about the initial voltage, guys? What we can represent for the initial voltage? Vi can be minus beta V set. Okay, so these are the representation of your V max, V initial and Vc of t for the charging condition. Okay, and all this represent, just make a note of it. This is for charging. We have considered the charging time. If the voltage across the capacitor is VUT, that's why we have considered the initial voltage may be minus of beta V set. Okay, or LT voltage. This is nothing but the LT voltage. This is for the charging. If you derive the voltage for the discharging case, this thing may reverse. Okay, then let's solve this part by putting the values into the equation format. So here, if you want, you may write down this thing. Initial voltage is nothing but the voltage where we are taking the beta voltage and the negative saturation voltage, while Vmax is the voltage towards which the capacitor is charging. That's why the maximum voltage is plus V set. Okay, let's charging up the capacitor, and we have considered the cycle. This derivation is regarding charging of capacitor from VLT to VUT. If you consider UT to LT direction, that will be different. Okay, then here VLT represented as initial voltage, V initial, and remaining thing already I have been explained. And let's see. And here one more assumption I have to take. E to the power small t by tau I have written, no? So that one just write that we have to take at time period small t equal to, let's consider as t1, 1/2 only. Okay, and that R belongs to RF and C is C only. So here the new form of equation, if I will substitute the value, Vc of t is nothing but VUT, which is equal to plus V set is Vmax plus VLT minus of plus Vmax, right? So I have to change the brass, minus of plus Vmax. Then here it is nothing but e to the power minus T1 by RFC. Okay guys, then let's take this part to this side and this part to this side. So if I will interchange this part alone, this VLT, Vmax, e to the power whole T to left hand side, what should be my representation in the right hand side? So here I can write that, because this is positively added with plus V set. If I will take this to this side, this is nothing but minus of VLT, again minus of plus V set whole into e to the power minus T1 by RFC, which can be written as V set plus V set minus VUT, right? Now let's solve this part, guys. So we know that minus of x minus of y can be written as minus of x plus y. So minus, this minus will multiply, this will become plus, but still this VLT will become negative sign only. So here how do I represent? Minus x plus y can be written as y minus x. Okay, so same thing I'm going to write it here. What should be the second or next term in terms of e to the power minus T1 by RFC can be written as V set minus VUT whole divided by, now V set minus V of LT. What is my requirement? The time period only. So I can take T1 to cancel this E. I have to take ln of both the side. Then only e to the power x will become x only. So take ln of both the side at this point. So my equation is T1 RFC, which is equal to ln of plus Vsat minus Vut whole divided by, this is plus only guys, okay, plus Vsat minus V of LT. So if I will further solve this part to get T1 only, what should be the equation? You tell me guys. If everything I will write for you, you are not at all taking part into the discussion, so you tell me. What should be the equation for T1 alone? I have already taken negative term to this side.
RFC into ln.
RFC.
Yes.
ln plus Vsat minus Vut divided by plus Vsat minus Vlt.
Yes. Okay. So now I want to cancel this negative term. What should be the equation for T1? I want to cancel this negative term.
RFC ln plus Vsat minus Vlt.
Yes. Vlt will be the numerator part and this Ut will become the denominator part.
Denominator part.
Yeah. So this we got guys T1 period only. But we know that this is T equal to T1 plus T2. It means twice of T1 if I will take, then only I may get the total time period. So what should be the equation for the time period? T can be written as 2 into RFC
T1
ln, yeah, plus Vsat minus Vlt plus Vsat minus Vut. If the time period is this one, what about the frequency of oscillation?
1 by T.
Yeah, 1 by T, which is 1 by 2 RFC ln plus Vsat minus Vlt whole divided by plus Vsat minus Vut. You just remember this thing guys. So if I will represent this F naught equal to 1 by the whole term ln plus Vsat minus Vlt whole divided by plus Vsat minus Vut. So I want to make a box because this is very important formula for you. This is for time period and this is for frequency. Make a note of it. The time period as well as the frequency of oscillation of H-double multivibrator. Guys, still it is in the form of UT and LT, no, but in exam it will be given, the data will be given. Find out the frequency of oscillation and time period of H-double multivibrator. If R1 and R2 are given, then what should be the equation? How do you solve that part? What I need to do? This VUT
What
and
was the
LT,
question?
if R1 and R2 will be given, okay, along with the RF value, and you have to be answer that what is the frequency of oscillation. How do you answer that? Because in my equation I have not shown any R1 and R2 term. How do we get that? Just go back to your copy and see that VLT and VUT representation. How we are representing VUT? Do you remember that equation?
No, ma'am.
VUT. Shall I show you? Guys, just a minute. I have to just disconnect the call. VUT, how we are writing? Who can answer, guys? So that I can feel that yes, up to this what I have been taught in the class, at least 1% of the class was listening. What is the equation for VUT and LT? Anyone you may tell. By watching your figure, initially I have written that. beta V set, okay, plus minus beta V set. BUT and LT can be represented as plus minus beta V set. At least now you tell me.
Ma'am, in which class you taught this today?
Now Santanu, I think you joined later.
Yes, ma'am, I joined 5 minutes late, 5 or 8 minutes late, ma'am.
Yeah. So who was attending? Because
Everyone is sleeping, ma'am.
why I am waking up? Huh? I have to also sleep.
मैम सैटरडे क्लास रख देगा तो क्या ही होगा मैम.
अरे बाद में बताऊंगी, पहले ये खत्म कर लेते हैं. What is VUT and LT, guys? Somebody please answer.
Ma'am, V set into R2 by R1 plus R2.
Very good. Thank you, because you are the only one active student in my class. Thank you, Vikas. Thank you. You only motivated me to take few more minutes of class. Otherwise, I was almost going to finish it here itself.
Ma'am, finish.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
No,
Ma'am,
there is
please
two lines
finish
like
it.
that, because you may solve it, but I have to write it for the whole class, no? Okay, guys, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you more questions. So if I will represent the VUT and LT in terms of R1 and R2 and V set form, the equation can be written as, I'm just writing the final lines, guys. You just derive that, okay? So T can be represented as 2 RFC ln whole into 2 R1 plus R2 whole divided by R2. How I got this? I'll just write VUT. As we know that VUT equal to, yeah, tell me guys, what is VUT? R1 into V set, okay, plus V set whole divided by R1 plus R2. Similarly,
R2.
we know that VLT equal to R1 into minus V set whole divided by R1 plus R2. That's all. By substituting the value of UT and LT in the previous equation of T, we can calculate the T as this, and what is F naught? 1 by time period. So 1 by 2 RF C. Okay, C is erased. Okay. That's all. This is the representation of your time period, and you can take the inverse of the time period to get the frequency of oscillation. Okay, you better practice this, guys. And the solution, I'll upload the answer for you. You just go through that. So for today's class attendance, you type present in the chat box. Up to this, if you have any doubt, you may ask me, guys.